Well, I'm come to government offices today to do one of the weekly press briefings. This is the first time we've done it with MTTV. Just to set the scene, every week various press releases are put out by government. Some are embargoed, some go out straight away. And it possibly would normally be the Chief Minister, but it is on rotation from time to time. And I'm glad to say for the second time today, Phil Gawne, after your £1 lunch. How are you feeling, by the way? All right?
Starting to wilt a bit, but you know.
Well, there's two I'd like to talk about here. First of all, maybe the countryside care scheme. You can fill us in on what's happened there with the improvements you're saying to the service delivery.
Yeah, I think we've been very successful with our countryside care scheme, regardless of what you think about the overall principle and the policy. We have, unlike most of the jurisdictions around the United Kingdom and indeed in Ireland, we have managed to get the payments out on time very efficiently. Farmers have been pleased in the way in which we've managed to do this. That said, we always like to think we can do things better. We have an imperative to do things better because, quite frankly, government hasn't got the money that it used to have. So we're introducing a new mechanism, a simpler form, so that it's easier for farmers to fill in, but also we're using the post office to scan the forms. So rather than us having to go through everything manually, which I suppose for the first few years we needed to do because it's a new scheme and we need to make sure we got it right, we're starting to get to the position now where the information doesn't need as much rigorous checking perhaps as it had before.
So everyone's happy? The farmers are happy? You're happy?
I hope the farmers are happy. I suppose we'll find out shortly whether the farmers are happy. The forms went out fairly recently. We've had a reasonably good response from farmers. But again, this is about saving money for government, trying to do things more efficiently. It's the sort of thing we need to do across government, and it's a small example. I think we're only saving £4,000 as a result of this. But every single £4,000, if you add them all up, if sufficient numbers of those are done, we'll make it happen.
Okay. Well, the other one I'd like to feature is the easy ways to protect our seas. And you go into a list of things to do and not do. Is this not the nanny state going a bit crazy?
Well, no, it isn't. I think what we need to be aware of is that marine environment is getting more and more polluted. Now, I've got... I had a complaint from somebody who'd been away on holiday in the south of Scotland and found a beach which was littered with litter, some of which may have come from our fishing industry, some of which may have indeed have come from the Isle of Man. And he basically asked me the question, what do we do to try and protect our marine environment from litter? We do actually have various responsible fishing schemes in place. We try and work with our fishermen. The fishermen are usually very, very good. But the sea is getting more and more polluted. There was a recent article the last few days about the amount of plastic particles in the Pacific Ocean, for example. Massive increase in the amount of plastic that's being found, miles and miles, hundreds if not thousands of miles away from human habitation. Huge amounts of plastic.
You're telling dog owners to bag it and bin it. I mean, there's a one that will get a few people upset straight away because you've got responsible dog owners who do that anyway, and you get the ones that you can do what you like, but they're never going to sort of be...
And absolutely well done to the responsible people. That's fantastic. But the ones who aren't being responsible, we really do encourage them to be more responsible. We need to get this right. Again, it's an issue that we really perhaps shouldn't be needing to deal with at a national level. It's primarily a responsibility of local authorities, but it is clearly a problem on our beaches, and we're trying to address it. The other thing we're looking at there is plastic bags. Plastic bags, carrier bags, when they land on the sea, look remarkably like jellyfish to seals. The seals come up, they eat the plastic bag, they choke and often die. It's fairly simple to not allow litter to end up in the sea.
Well, okay, but we're coming into the wedding sort of time, really, I suppose, for a lot of people. You're now asking people not to use magic lanterns. This is because of what, litter again?
Well, it's back to litter. I mean, they look very pretty and all very exciting when they're released, but
what goes up must come down.
They land somewhere, and you know, why not put on a firework display or come up with some other imaginative way of celebrating. But if you're going to do balloon releases or these lantern releases, eventually they are going to land somewhere, and unless they're biodegradable materials, chances are some poor creature out at sea is going to die choking to death.
I thought some of the lanterns now were biodegradable. I mean, balloons is much more contentious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they get stuck in the water, obviously, and can cause a massive
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if it is biodegradable, it's not a problem.
So you're not going to legislate, are you? You're not going to bring in anything to stop us having fun?
I always believe that the best way in which you can achieve things is by encouragement, and we should do everything we can to encourage people. If the problem becomes so great that we have to legislate, then I think we've probably failed as a government. But sadly, that does happen from time to time.